dancing and singing, and all the strong men breaking timbers with their hands and busting ice with their heads, and all that silly antics to get the young people and people to go to church. And so she brings people into the church. Then she shuts the door behind them and symbolically takes their brain away, so they don't read, they don't think, they don't question, they don't know, they don't understand, and they don't need to. And takes their brain and takes all their sovereignty away from them. And now they close the door behind them, so they can't get out. You can't get out once you go to church. You've got to be there. And so now you have no knowledge, you have no sovereignty, you have no brains, you have no knowledge, you have nothing. You don't know from nothing. You just go to church. And then she feeds off of them. Well, that's exactly right. I mean, the people in the churches are giving hundreds of millions a day to churches all over the world, while the priests are sitting there behind the scenes with their boyfriends, smoking their cigars. And that's why priests wear long robes. The long robes of a priest represented the planet Saturn. Robes were a woman's dress. And so men are wearing a woman's dress because it has to do with the male inside the female. The outside is the female and inside is the male. And when you go into any church, you will always see the arch of the doors and the arch of windows. The arch is the female.
Yeah.
And so you're going into her, the mother. Yeah. There's the arch, which is the female, and you're going into the female mother church. The entire superstructure of what we call Christianity, period, is a sexual ritual cult based on mushrooms, sex, and hallucinogenic drugs back in the 1st century, and all of the menagerie teachings of the church. I'm not talking about the encoded message of Christianity. I'm talking about the church today.
Yeah.
The church today is a disgusting cancer on the body of world politics. It's a disgusting, because, again, I go back to the scriptures where it has Jesus saying, by their fruits you shall know them. Look at the fruitage of what the Catholic Church and the Protestant churches around the world, look at the fruitage of their presence. What have they given to the world? They have given to the world Adolf Hitler, Nazism. They've given to the world, don't make no mistake about it, Hitler was Catholic, and all of the high officials in the Nazi Party were all professing Catholicism. They had to, because they were Germans, and Germany was Catholic. And there was a large Protestant congregation, a large Protestant also in Germany. Well, the Protestants jumped in, supported the Nazis too. So the Catholic, Protestant, Christian establishment, world establishment, is nothing more than a very sorry, dirty establishment on the earth. And it's filled with sexual innuendos, drugs, drug trafficking, not just modern day criminality. I'm talking about the very foundations of the Vatican. Go all the way back and begin to see the symbols and emblems that the old popes wore hundreds and hundreds of years ago. What the Christian symbolism of 700 years ago, what those symbols were. Most people have no idea in the world that for the first 600 years of Christianity in Europe, and in the Middle East also, the first 600 years of Christianity, there was no man on a cross, period. The man on a cross, dying on a cross, came in about 600 years after Christianity had been formed, because for the first 600 years, Christianity's symbol was a lamb carrying a flag, or a lamb or a sheep being led to the slaughter. That was the symbol for Christianity, is the lamb. And of course we're told that the fish symbol was connected to Christianity, and that's because obviously Christianity has an astrological connection also. It was the age of the two fishes, which is Pisces. Pisces is symbolism of the astrological symbol of Pisces is two fish. So we always have the fish symbol. And this is why the Pope's headdress, the Pope's mitre, is a fish head. It represents a god. So when you see the Pope in Rome, he is not representing Jesus. He's not representing anything holy. He's representing the old Roman established religion. The very universal religion of ancient Rome was the worship of the god Dagon. Look it up in a dictionary. D-A-G-O-N, Dagon. Dagon was a god who the ancient people said came out of the ocean one day. He walked out of the ocean, and he was half man and half fish. And he gave all kinds of orders and knowledge and wisdom to the people of the ancient prehistoric world. And then he went back into the ocean and swam away. And that god became known as Dagon, D-A-G-O-N. And today, Catholic Church is the representation of Dagon worship on the earth. All you need to do is go through all of the Vatican with all the symbols and emblems of Dagon. And the Pope represents the vicar of Dagon, the one who represents Dagon, by the fish head. It's a fish head. As a matter of fact, the very word nun, the women are called nuns. Nun is a Hebrew word for a fish. N-U-N-N is a fish. So it's all based on astrology, the age of Pisces, the two fish. Jesus feeds his followers with two fish. Of course, the two fish is a Pisces. And of course, then in the last Passover, we're told in the Bible, in the book of Luke, that in Luke 22:10, the 12 apostles asked Jesus, now that you're going to die, it's called the Last Supper, or the Last Passover meal. And so the story is that the 12, his chosen 12, are asking the Master, now that you're going to die soon, what are we going to do? Where are we going to go? And the Bible has Jesus saying, he says, go into the city, and you will see a man with a water pitcher, carrying a water pitcher. Go into the house of the man with the water pitcher. That's Luke 22:10. Well, the man with the water pitcher is obviously Aquarius, the man with the water pitcher. And so when you begin to look back at the Hebrew religion, the old Jewish religion, Moses comes down from Sinai with the new laws, with the new religion, for the new establishment, for a new establishment of Judaism, because the old Jewish system was worshiping the sun under the age of Taurus, the bull. And this is why in India, the cows and bulls are still today holy, because India, like the ancient Middle East, realized that thousands of years ago, the sun was in the age of Taurus, the bull, the constellation of Taurus. So they had what they call a holy cow. And so the holy cow was Taurus the bull, but Moses comes in to bring a new dispensation, a whole new religion to the Hebrew people. He goes up into the mountain of Sinai, which is interesting, that the whole word Sinai is interesting. But he goes up into Sinai, comes down with the tablets for the new religion. And the new religion is for the new dispensation, for the next 2,125-year dispensation of the astrological sign, which is next to Taurus. The next one is Aries, the ram. So he comes down from the mountain and says, now we got a new religion for you. The new religion is going to be the worship of the sun in the age of Aries, the ram. So I want you to blow the shofar, or the ram's horn. And they said, no. That's all that New Age crap. We're not into all that New Age stuff. We've always, my great-grandfather worshipped God with the golden calf, the Taurus, the bull, the sun in the age of Taurus, the golden calf. And so the ancient Hebrews were told in the Bible, told Moses, no, we're going to stick with what we've always done. 2,000 years we've always worshipped the Lord in the age of Taurus the bull with the golden calf. And now you coming down from the mountain with some newfangled religion that's telling us that there's going to be a new age, the age of Aries the ram, and we have to blow something called a shofar, a ram's horn. No, not at all. We've got our religion, and we don't want to hear all that, because all that stuff that you're talking about is a bunch of New Age propaganda. It's all that New Age stuff. Well, finally, after a while, that finally dawns on the Hebrews, we're told,